caught the pass. Boy, I'll never crash. You forever mad, you forever sad. My wifey Angelina, I think I'm Brad. Michael Jackson bad, we forever smooth. You be on the news, you ain't got no clue. And we never lose, we get them W's. We breaking every rule, we paid our dues.
You ain't seen the news, you ain't seen my shoes, you ain't seen the views. Look, I get the views, top floor of the suite, watch the views. What you gon' say to me that I can't say?
You ain't seen the news, you ain't seen my shoes, you ain't see the views. Look, I get the views, top floor of the suite, watch the views. What you gon' say to me that I can't say to you? That's some news to me, that's so new to me. I'm luxury, it been like this for a minute, I don't do for free. You gotta pay, yes there is a fee. Yeah, I'm off the leash, yeah, I'm a beast. Yeah, I'm a preacher, step in the booth and preach. Yeah, I do teach, this is for the youth. I'm inside the booth, not off no 40 proof. I'm on that G.O.D., God at the juice, God at the truth. And it's on the loose, riding around in the city like I'm on a moose. On a mongoose, rock a mongoose. Papa Willie, we don't care, Mick Millie air. Think I need a spare. Got too much air, hit too much ground. Never touch the asphalt. If you fall, then my that gon' be your fault. I'm on that G.O.D., God at the juice, God at the truth. And it's on the loose, riding around in the city like I'm on a moose. On a mongoose, rock a mongoose. Yeah, I'm moving fast, yeah, I hit the dash. Yeah, I caught the pass, boy, I'll never crash. You forever mad, you forever sad. My wifey Angelina, I think I'm Brad. Michael Jackson bad, we forever smooth. You be on the news, you ain't got no clue. And we never lose, we get them W's. We breaking every rule, we paid our dues.
You ain't seen the news, you ain't seen my shoes, you ain't seen the views. Look, I get the views, top floor of the suite, watch the views. What you gon' say to me that I can't say?
All right. Yo. This is your boy Awesomeisjayell, aka the biggest music artist in the metaverse. And before we even get started, before we even gonna get into this, let's make sure this sound is right, man. So, hey, everybody in the comments, we need y'all to listen to the sound. Hey, Dilliat, you say something real quick. Introduce yourself, rather.
Oh, okay. My name is Dilliat. I'm on the Cardano blockchain creating historic Cnfts.
Okay. Hey, in the chat, hey, Paprika, let us know what's going on, man. Y'all like it? Y'all like the sound? Does it sound good? Oh, man, I need to get some water.
Man, for real.
Okay, cool. Somebody in the chat. Shout out to Chames Entertainment. You new too, man. I never seen you on my channel. Hey, shout out to Chames Entertainment. He said we good now. Can hear you both.
Yeah, shout out to James, man. That's my boy right there, man.
Oh, okay. From your community, right?
Yeah. He has 2 Dilliats, man. So.
Oh, okay. Shout out to him. Shout out to Chames Entertainment, man, for owning them Dilliats, bro.
Yeah. He's I think he's going to do music on the blockchain. So, he's working on that right now. So that's really cool.
Oh, definitely. Well, shout out to Chames Entertainment, man. Definitely. Yeah, hey, man, reach out to me, Chames, man. I do music too, man. You know what I mean? I'm bringing those music CNFTs to the Cardano space. Mm-hmm. So, there may be a link up. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. Third time's a charm, man. We are back.
We did.
Now we can get into it, man. We can get into it. And I know previously, before we got cut off, I was really asking you about your inspiration, and really we could start back off with your father pretty much introducing you to Cardano blockchain. speak on that again, like kind of sum it up in a way to where the people can digest it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
so basically, my dad for like a year was telling me to get into cryptocurrency, get involved in Bitcoin, and he kept saying this cryptocurrency, Cardano, and so at that time I was just Uber eating, and the money that I was earning, I would just invest, what I had into Cardano, and then once I developed the inspiration to get into the art world, especially NFTs. I started on OpenSea, and I quickly understood that OpenSea wasn't where it's at in terms of if you're trying to keep some money in your pockets. OpenSea is not it has a lot of gas fees. So he told me, man, what are you doing? Come over here to Cardano. It started with Artano. He told me to come over to Artano. Got started over there in Artano, and the rest is history.
Okay, that's lit, man. That's lit. Um, that's really a great story because it's funny. I guess it's kind of rare to really see the older generation introduce like the younger generation to crypto, and
Yeah.
like especially blockchain like Cardano. So that means he was knee deep in it. Like he knew exactly what he was talking about. Yeah.
Yep. Exactly. Exactly.
Yep. So let's talk about some of your inspirations as an artist. Who are you inspired by as an artist, and who are some of your favorite artists?
So I am a product of, let's see, Jay-Z for one,
Mm,
Drake, Jean-Michel Basquiat, Michael Jackson, 80s Michael Jackson for sure.
okay.
And then let's see. I think that's really, really about it. And I love George Condo as well. That's like one of my favorite artists as well, behind Jean-Michel Basquiat.
That's fire. That's fire, bro. I like that. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
fun fact, bro. Fun fact. I actually have the same sun and moon sign as Michael Jackson.
Really? You're a
Ye-
Virgo?
Yeah, I'm a
You're a
Virgo.
Virgo?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
a.
yeah, man. I'm an Aquarius.
Oh, okay. You Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius get it in though. Aquarius get it
Yeah,
in.
yeah, Aquarius. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's lit, man. You said 80s Mike too.
80s Mike is, yeah, man, because Thriller Mike, I think at that pinnacle, especially just being, like at that time, I think, he just combined, just like he just was the perfect entertainer,
Mhm.
swagger, the consistency, and just, that was, he's the definition of like iconic, especially like that 83 Mike,
Mhm.
85 Mike, man, that was probably one of the best entertainers for sure. Sure.
Definitely, man. Definitely. It's so funny, man. I feel like we got a lot in common, man. We definitely got
Yeah,
a lot
man.
in common because
Yeah.
Jay-Z and Michael Jackson are my favorite artists of all time. Period.
Yeah, man. Hove. You know what? What's so funny? I think once Hove got okay, so my favorite Hove album is Magna Carta, Holy Grail. I listen
Okay.
to that probably every day.
Hmm.
I think that's my favorite Hove album, right?
Hmm.
And he kept on, that lyric, "Yellow Basquiat on my kitchen corner, go ahead and lean on it, blue, you own it." He kept
Yeah.
saying the word Basquiat, Jean-Michel Basquiat, like about a year ago, or whatever, like that. I really didn't know who even like Basquiat really was, but
Okay.
that's the power of influence and messaging through music.
Hmm.
If you continuously listen to music, the lyrics are going to stay in your subconscious. So I feel like he inspired me to be like, who's this Basquiat, who's this Jean-Michel Basquiat, and then you know what I mean, just to be just at the pinnacle of where he's at. He look at his hair, like the dreads, the free forms, and
Hmm.
he's a billionaire. um, he's definitely the definition of like Black excellence for sure. So that's a big inspiration for sure.
Yeah, definitely, bro. It's so, bro. We got so much in common, bro. So look, let me tell you this story. So
Mhm.
my name's JL, right? JL is actually not my government name. That's my artist name.
Right.
And I actually came up with that name was inspired by Jay-Z and Big L. I'm not sure
Big
if
L.
you, I'm
Yeah, I
not,
don't know Big L, but I know Jay. Yeah.
yeah. So it's JL, you know what I mean? And then also, um, man, it was a while ago, bro. I was like in summer school of like, want to say ninth or 10th grade,
Hmm.
but I was in like summer school, right? And one of the homies, because I'm from Atlanta, I'm from the
Okay.
South. I'm from the South. And back around those time, I was listening to a lot of like down south music, you know what I mean? Of course I knew about East Coast music, but one of the homies from Miami was like real deep into like East Coast music. He was like, man, you should listen to this Jay-Z. And I was like, oh yeah, I'll listen to it. I'm open to it. Right. And I'm like, at this time, man, I think I was like, what, 15, 16, something like that. So I was like, man, okay. I started listening and it made me think a lot. You know what I mean? And like the words, the way he was putting the words together, right? He was putting these words together. I was like, yo, this kind of crazy how he's stringing these. I never knew someone could rap like this. And like, articulate their words and to a point where it's like, it becomes like a full story, like a drawn out picture. You know what I mean?
There you go.
And bro, I promise you, bro, when I heard that album, that's when I wanted to rap. That's what made me want to rap, like literally be a rapper.
Exactly. I think when Ho, raps, like first off, it's the subject matter, right? I'm really big on subject matter, right? Like I like to listen to stuff that relates to me, whether it's, just like about, girls or like financial literacy. You know what I mean? Like that's why, Hov and Drake is up there, for me, because I can relate to the subjects that they talk about. And so with Hov, it's like, you know what I mean? He talks about like, got a condo in my condo. I look up, me and my dad look up his lyrics. I'm like, he's saying stuff that's very important. You know what I mean? He talks about investments. And so like, he makes the stuff that, like about financial literacy cool into the rap way. You know what I mean? And so it's just really cool. But Hov is just like, he raps like he paints, basically.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
He's a vocalist. So like you said,
Yeah, man. And I love this conversation because it's really bringing all the arts back into singularity. You know what I mean? It's like the voice with the paint and the picture, the words and the paintbrush, like it's all one thing. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah. So that's lit, man. That's very dope. That's dope. So let's dive into some of your pieces, like as far as where does the inspiration come from? What inspires you day to day to create pieces at the rate that you're creating them? Because I just want to say, like, for me, just watching your work ethic and everything that you're doing, it's an abnormal pace of work. I would say, and that's in a good way. It's like, okay, you're able to, push out these pieces, and I have no idea how many don't make it to us. There's probably a lot that don't even make it here as well. You know what I mean? To for us to see them. So I want to hear a little bit about that.
Yeah. So basically, I think it roots back to self-discovery. So I think, like as humans, we're trying to learn about ourselves, and I'm at such a young age, right? You know what I mean? 21, just turned 21 in February. And so I think, well, first off, I was a basketball player in high school, right? So, and this is where it really started, right? So in basketball, a lot of kids have this basketball dream or this NBA dream, right? But me personally, I didn't, I got hurt, and now I was pushed out, you know what I mean? And now, I went to college, and now I'm like, okay, I'm forced to find myself, right? I'm like, okay, I'm not a hooper. The NBA is definitely not there for me. Who am I, and what do I like to do? And so like basically around the pandemic and stuff, and sophomore year of college, I'm studying myself. I'm figuring out what I like to do. You know what I mean? And so like, as I'm Ubering, listening to my Jay-Z, to my Drake, I'm still trying to figure out, okay, man, who is Dylan, right? And so I knew for some reason, I'm not I'm not a musician, right? I think music is one of the hardest arts to actually, master, right? You know what I mean? But I knew, I'm just like, okay, I may not can create a song, but I can do it through Canvas. So, I started to, it was weird, JL. Like I remember I was Ubering and I got this big idea, and I remember I had Basquiat in the back of my head, and it's weird. And so I was just like, okay, like, and I saw this picture of him in this suit. He had his sunglasses on. And that's how iconic and how influential just a picture of somebody can be, right? I saw somebody who looks like me, who's in my culture, and I'm just like, okay, he wasn't a musician, but he was an artist. So that inspired me to start creating on Canvas. And so I'm probably not like the best, like one that can do shadowing on this art, but I can at least, message through my art. So I'm just like, okay, I look at each piece as a song, about my life, much how like Drake talks about his life from his perspective. I'm like, okay, I can't do that through music, like to like a high standard like he does, but I can do it through a canvas, right? And so like that's where it was. So really, like with the pieces, I look at them as songs, and I can do whatever I want with them. Which I like Jay and Drake, they make songs, but they might not ever release them, but they release their greatest work. And so it's just basically just self-discovery. Like I really figured out that I was an artist at heart, and I'm an expressor at heart. So it really just started with self-discovery and self-learning about myself. Yeah.
Man, that's amazing, bro. That is amazing. It's funny. I feel like every artist kind of has a similar story, and it all revolves around self-discovery.
Yeah.
I had some of the same stories, man. Some of the same stories just sitting around, and I think really in the Black community, I feel like every kid kind of grows up with that dream to play sports, man.
And I want to speak on that as well as too. Is like, you know, I remember, you know, J. Cole in that one song, he said they only got 12 slots on the Pistons. Right. And so, you know, I'm kind of, you know, a lot of my friends, they you know, they have hoop dreams, and I wish them the best, but I also kind of want to be an influence that, hey, like, you know, basketball players, they're also artists as well. Curry's an artist. He may not be the drawing type of artist, but that jump shot of his, he created that jump shot consciously, and he's creating the crossovers. You know what I mean? So I kind of want to be an influence, you know, for my friends, that if basketball doesn't work out, come over to the crypto community, to the NFT community. And basically I want to use kind of what I'm doing, that, hey, you can still have fun, but you're going to have to tap into, you know, a business aspect at some point in your life. You know what I mean? So you can balance, like I can balance out having fun. I can create as many pieces as I want, but then I can also tap into that business aspect. You know what I mean? Or like, you know, kind of how Jay-Z is, like, he's a great musician, but that dude is a great businessman as well. So, you know, you get to merge the two and you become just like a really good, you know, like person, I guess, you know. So that's kind of what I think about. But that's true. That's very true.
Yeah, that's very true, man. I kind of went through some of the similar things, man. Kind of self-discovery, just being alone with yourself in the dark and really just being like, okay, what is it that I'm meant to do? And you just throw things at the wall until something sticks. But when something sticks, it sticks. It's like, hold on, that's kind of me right there. You know what I mean?
Like for you, JL, at one point did you say to yourself, like, okay, I am a good interviewer. Okay, like I am a good musician. Like, how did it start for you? Like, what did
Bro, bro, I promise, bro, I need like 10 interviews, 10 of these, bro. But to sum it up, honestly, bro, my life has been such a journey, bro. Like, I feel like I live like 10 lifetimes. But to sum it up, right, it all started with music, right? And like this journey started from me freestyling in the hallway with my friends to me handing out CDs on the street, you know, trying to be a signed artist, to me actually getting signed as a signed artist, the Interscope. And this was a while ago. So I actually got signed to Interscope for a while. And then it went from me leaving Interscope because I felt like it was compromising my integrity. You know what I mean? And then it kind of went back. And then it went to, man, there's so many chapters. Then it went to me in self-discovery phase. I started being a designer as well. I started designing. I ended up putting out an independent shoe with one of my business partners, and it was doing great. It took off. It started going viral. All of that. It got in Complex magazine. And so that went downhill because he didn't want to do it anymore because he didn't want to be famous. So it came back around to music again. And so then I dived back into music. And then what happened with music was I dived deeper. I dived even deeper into music. What I started doing was I started making my own beats. I started mixing my own songs. And I also started doing my own cover arts. Then I started doing my own videos, you know. And then after a while, I was like, man, I learned so many skill sets because of my love for music. It's like, wow, music gotta be the answer, right? And so I'm doing music, and I'm trying to get my name out there as a music artist. And like, you know, man, it's hard. It's hard as an artist, right? And, you know, I'm 3 albums in. I'm 3 albums in, all self-produced, mixed and mastered, about 44 songs, right?
Right.
They're all available across all major streaming platforms, right? So then, you know, it got to the point where it's like marketing and stuff like that, right? And then so I shot my own short film. I shot 2 short films for me as a music artist. And, you know, of course I was getting praise and I was getting interviews and stuff like that, but it really wasn't taking off. So what ended up happening was this whole blockchain thing came into my frequency. My wife was literally the one that was like, you should think about getting into NFTs. I'm always hearing about that, right? Because I was already on Cardano, like, but I didn't know Cardano had NFTs. You know, I always knew about Bored Ape Yacht Club and Ethereum.
Yeah.
And
Right.
and so when my wife put that planted that seed, I was like, okay, you're right. What if there's NFTs for Cardano? And I searched for them and I seen them, right? And so what ended up happening was I started spending a lot of time doing it, right? And I started spending a lot of time doing it. She was like, yo, because I used to be talking to her about it all the time. And she'd be like, you should like do this on YouTube or something. And I was like, yo, you got a good idea. Like, I mean, maybe I should. Maybe this can help. Maybe this information can help people or something, right? And I started doing it, and it was kind of like a thing, like almost like a diary. I was like, well, I'm gonna approach this like a diary so people don't make the mistakes that I made, you know, as an investor. And when I started doing that, it just got like addictive, and I kept doing it. And then I'm like, oh, I can incorporate music too. I can call myself the biggest music artist in the metaverse. You know what I mean? Like it was kind of like me combining all the things I like into one. You know what I'm saying? So that's really the shorthand version of the story. That's literally what happened. And so
it feels like a movie sometimes when stuff happens like that. It seems like you're supposed to be here. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like a spiritual journey in a sense. Like you couldn't tell me about 8 months ago that I was going to be doing this, right? You just kind of go with the flow, and you know, it just kind of happens. So you just kind of gotta like trust the process in a sense. You know?
Definitely, it's very spiritual, bro. It's very spiritual, and I feel like a lot of people, don't make it to this point. Because what you know, on the other hand, let me push up. I feel like a lot of people do make it to this point when they realize that they have to let go in a sense. Like it's not about holding on to what you have. It's really about the opposite of letting go and receiving like all of the different blessings that you're capable of receiving. You know what I mean? And yeah, because I feel like that's the biggest misconception. You know what I mean? And once you open up, that's when all these opportunities and all these different doors start to open for you. So yeah, that's cool. So yeah, man. So let's get into your art, man. I'm gonna actually bring up a few pieces in the background. I'm gonna go through. Which one should we go through? Should we go through Road to Blue Chip or?
We can do Road to Blue Chip. Yeah, we can start Road to Blue Chip. Yeah, we can.
Okay. So we got a couple. I'm gonna just bring up one. First of all, I just want to find out, right? So the question, because I see it's so fire. I like how you have your website, because it's literally like music. Because you was like, oh, well, my paintings are like songs, right? And I like how you got these different sections. Like Road to Blue Chip is like an album. It's literally like the Dilliat album, you know. And so this is so wow, right? So I'm looking at the first thing and it says first album Dilliat. That's so fire, bro. I promise you, I didn't even look at that, bro. Like I didn't even look at it. Like, so it's cool. I could definitely tell you're inspired by music, man. This is awesome, bro. Like, so what's the story behind Road to Blue Chip, and like what inspired you to create that first album, if you will?
So basically, Road to Blue Chip. So I mean, JL, man, I threw myself right into the NFT space, right? So I didn't even plan out Road to Blue Chip. So really, all these pieces, like it started, like I said, it started with Artano, and I didn't even have a website at this time, but like right, you know, kind of before it sold out, it took like around like 4 months to sell this project out, and I'm just like, oh man, I'm sitting on like a lot of pieces. I should make this a collection / album. And so, you know what I mean? At first, it's going to be like blue chip one, kind of like the blueprint one. But I was like, nah, don't do that. But, nah, like, don't do that. You know what I mean? Like, we're not going to do that. So, like I said, I'll do Road to Blue Chip because, like it says, Road to Blue Chip, the first Dilliat collection, a collection that will go down in art history as the start of an iconic and successful creator and artist, Dilliat. So I'm like, okay, I want to be a blue chip artist. And this is the start. This is the start of it, right? And I'm a very nostalgic person. I love history, and I feel like, man, in 20 years, man, like this is going to look really, really nice. And basically, I kind of want Dilliat.com to be a blueprint for when people, you know what I mean, if they want to get into NFTs. Like this is going to be a monument, you know what I mean, for ages on the internet, right? So if you know that little guy, that little girl that wants to get into NFTs, they can come to Dilliat.com and they can see like, okay, Road to Blue Chip. Okay, he knew that it was going to be a process. If you look at the album cover, it says dedicated, determined, passion, confidence, authentic, iconic, timeless. On the side it says up. It's, you know, I'm basically up, and then it says road. I put a little road, so I'm basically expressing that I know that the pinnacle of where I want to go, it's going to take some time, but I'm here. You know what I mean? I'm young, like, you know what I mean? I'm the investment, like I'm the coin. I think of myself as a coin in a minute, like in a sense, like give me 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, or whatever. You know what I mean? So like I kind of knew I was like, this is the start of a very classical journey or whatever. So this is really cool. But you know, it was also inspired by are you big into Jordans?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, man.
Like, you know, on the Jordan 11s, you know, like, oh, you open in the box and it says, you know, you're open a box of iconicness. And so I wanted to kind of bring that to Road to Blue Chip and the cursive and stuff. And so, and you know,
yeah, that's a great feeling. I remember the last pair of Jordans I bought was actually the Travis Scott 4s. I had bought.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I had picked them joints up and I was like, yo, I got these, bro. They so fire, bro. So yeah, that feeling, that's a great feeling to have, like, you know, when somebody, you know, cop a Dilliat piece, you know what I mean? It's just like, and it's so funny, man. When I first seen you in the CNFT space, I was like, yo, this dude is like one of the first fine artists in this space. It's just gonna like take over, because I can see your vision for what you're doing. I can see it. And it's like the brand of what you're doing is amazing. And that's one of the reasons why I started my YouTube channel, because I have it. For me, this stuff is spiritual, because for me to identify with another artist in his work is like, I have to cross boundaries. And when I see things that are, how can I say it? Like things that are like next level in this space, I can identify with it, because I can see everything that you put into it by looking at it. You know what I mean? So I don't look at it from the I don't look at it from the standpoint of where's the utility or nothing like that. I just look at it like, oh, this right here is timeless.
Right.
And the world has to catch up to this, you know, rather than, you know what I mean, you trying to catch up with the world. It's ahead, you know.
Exactly. Yep, exactly. Like I said, you know what I mean? Like I think it's just like, I don't know, man. I think I've always, like I said, I always had this inside me. I just had to find where I can express it at. And you know what's so funny? You know, when I was like, you know, 6, 7, 8, I used to make WordPress sites. You know, I was a big like Club Penguin fanatic, and I used to make WordPress websites. So I knew like everything came together when I made a WordPress, when I made a website. So I'm just like, okay, man, like, I can put a lot of stuff on here, and I just felt like the website brought it all together. You know what I mean? It's like the website basically. Dilliat is basically, and I'm speaking of the brand, is basically a mixture of what I see in my vision, my influences, my favorite colors, the blues and the cursives and stuff. And so it's just like, I look at it as, it's like, you know, like as like I can just freestyle. It's like me being in the gym by myself, doing whatever I want to do. And so it brings back that joy again. Like, you know, it's just kind of like my gym right here, you know. So this is like, that's really cool.
Yeah, that's definitely cool. That's definitely cool. So as far as your different album titles, right? So
Mhm.
is this something that's going to be ongoing? Like you're just going to keep putting out album after album,
Yeah,
or
so basically, Road to Blue Chew was the first, and then the second one, Success and Pressure. And basically, Success and Pressure basically kind of like that quote, or that slogan comes from kind of what created Dilliat, like the pressures of like my dad's he's very hard on me, but in a good way. Like I remember I got really, really content, and I have to say that content is bad. But
Mhm.
I remember I was just okay with being a college student and just Ubering and stuff. But he was like, man, like you got to do more, man. Like what are you going to do? Like I know you got more left in the bag, and so that
Mhm.
put pressure on me to find like, okay, I know I got something. What can I do? So that pressure, or honestly, that pressure is basically like anxiety, basically like success from me thinking I'm going to fail, or me
Mhm.
not giving it my all. You know what I mean? It's like that's basically what that means. So I knew after my Road to Blue Chip collection, I'm like, my next collection is going to be called Success and Pressure.
Mm.
So that's I want it to be very nostalgic for sure.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. That's great, man. Shout out to Pops and shout out to Mom Dudes too, bro.
Yeah,
Shout
man.
out to them, man. It sounds like you were definitely like you definitely had the right parenting. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Sounds like they did a great job. They did their best to provide you with all the resources that you needed to grow.
No, exactly. If in Road to Blue Chip, I have a piece called Role Models, and it's on Road to Blue Chip, and basically like the yellow. I don't know if they can see it, but
Uh,
the yellow hand is my mom. My dad's hand is the brown one, and basically like I'll explain what's going on through that piece.
which
So my
one?
mom,
What is it called
uh,
again?
it's called Role Models. It's
Ro-
like it's pink.
Oh, let me see. Let me see. Can I find it real quick? Okay, I see it. Okay, I'm gonna bring
So
it
yeah,
up. Okay, it's on the big screen now.
so yeah, role models. So basically, this is what I mean by like a song. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like I can't really like. I'm not gonna say I can't, but I know I'm not the best at creating music, but I can
Mhm.
do it through here. So like, basically, the colors of my mom's hand, which is the yellow hand, is basically the colors of her high school.
Mhm.
And then the same with my dad. And then the orange and blue is like the college that my mom went to, and
Mhm.
then the state 93 is basically symbolizing my dad's basketball state championship in
Mhm.
1993. I put the pencil up there because they really want me to do good in school. And then,
Mhm.
of course, it says save money. And so, and it says, and basically, see, like my parents are divorced, right?
Mhm.
So at the bottom, it says never broken. And basically, like, and this is like, it's like a spiritual piece. It's just like, you know what I mean? I never got to see my mom and my dad be together in one household.
Mhm.
But in my mind, I know what that looks like. So
Mhm.
that's basically expressing like, damn, I wish my mom and my dad, could be together so I could see that as a kid. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So that's also expressing like me being a product of divorced parents, great parents and stuff, but I wish
Mhm.
they were together. But that's what I expressed. And I put the 90s heart because they loved each other in the 90s. So that was a really heartfelt piece right there.
Man, that's fire. That's so fire. That's
Yeah.
fire, bro. That's great. That's amazing, bro. But yeah, it's fire, man. That's definitely spiritual, and I feel like you are the manifestation of that love that they had in the 90s.
Yeah, man. I'm a mixture. I'm a mixture of them both. I'm like my mom,
Yep.
and I'm like my dad. So I know I'm a combination of them both, and so I'm just showing that like I'm a product of them, and of course I want to make them proud and myself proud as well too. So yeah,
Yep. Exactly. Exactly. That's great, man. That's amazing. Let's
yeah.
talk about the Dillavitos.
Vitos. Yeah,
Okay.
man. That's okay. Let me click. So first off, the album cover that's inspired by Jay-Z's Blueprint 3, because
Okay.
so that's inspired by his album cover in a
Mhm.
sense. But basically, it was inspired. So Dilla Vito, so Jay-Z song Hola Ho Vito, it's on
Mhm.
Blueprint, I think 2 or Blueprint. Yeah, it's on Blueprint
Yeah.
2, I think.
Yeah.
I might be wrong, don't quote me on that.
Yeah.
But I was like Vito, I was like Dilla Vito. And I'm just like, oh man, that sounds like a mythical character and stuff. And so I just wanted to have fun. And I was really inspired by Warhol on this collection. I just wanted to
Okay.
do 10 pieces because Warhol basically what he did was he was just filters. He was doing filters before filters were cool.
Mhm.
And so like I was just like, okay, like I just kind of want to change the colors, but I wanted to still be the same thing on each piece, but I really like the character on the Dilliatos though, like the glaring red eyes and stuff. So that was just me, just like I wanted to throw that idea out there just to do it. But I was inspired by Jay-Z and Warhol. So
okay, that's fire. Another fun fact: the actual album that inspired me to rap was Blueprint 2. So the one that I was listening to in class, the first song was Guns N' Roses on Blueprint
Guns
2.
N' Roses, yep.
Man. I was tripping, bro. I was like, yo, this is crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, this is fire. I love how you do this, bro. Like, you really got your paintings up here like albums, bro. It's so it's like a song. Like your pieces are one song and it's inside of an album. And I like how you put pieces sold 3 out of 10. Like, it's like, oh, this many songs are sold out of the album. You better get a song from the album. You know what I mean? That's cool, bro. That's fire. Man.
Yeah. So it's, it's just fun. It's fun to do it. And, it's like the sales are great, right? That's more so credibility. But, my favorite thing is more so just the display of seeing the pieces out there. Like, I haven't put any new pieces out there just because I don't want to be sitting on too much overhead. I want to save some for, a collection down the line. But I just like looking at the website just because it just looks nice. You know what I mean? It's like, damn, man, this is really like, this is really the trophy right here. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, not royalties. This is really the trophy because I feel like, once I keep building over the years, I feel like this website will be just a great tutorial on anybody who's getting into NFTs. And then also, this is one of my biggest things too. So I get a lot of questions saying, yo, like, did you get a developer? I'm like, yeah, no, I mean, I didn't do the whole developing thing. I didn't get, like a professional minting agency.
Yeah,
man, I do it in such an innocent way. I just go to token and I mint and I withdraw the Dilliat to them. And so a lot of people think NFTs are complex. Yes, some of them are complex, but you can always also do it the way I do. Sell one by one, don't try to sell out in one day, in 1 week.
Yeah, bro.
I mean? Like, just have a process, enjoy the process,
Exactly. And it's so funny you talk about that because I guess I'm kind of going through a similar thing with my Cnft music project. And it's like, I like NFT Maker. I like the simpler executions. I like what you said, you know what I mean? Like, so yeah, man, it's just all kinds of ways. But one thing's for sure, there's not really anything stopping us as artists nowadays. Like, there's really no excuses to get your art out there. It's so many different ways to do it now, especially on the blockchain.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah. So, another question I wanted to ask you was, how is the process of you getting your paintings into digital form? Do you just take a picture of the painting, or how is it that you actually do that?
I actually draw these on my Apple device. Actually, I draw these with my finger. So like okay, I got a painting right here. This is a painting, right? Like, this is a painting. This is physical. The ones that you're seeing, I draw these on, on my phone, right? And so it's more so because it's a beauty, because say if I see something and I'm just I remember one day I was in a McDonald's drive-through, and the piece called Sunday on Road to Blue Chip, I remember I made that in a McDonald's drive-through, just note-taking. Oh, there's a white car, let me put that here. Oh, I'm at McDonald's, let me put that here. Oh, it's Sunday, let me put that here. So I look at my phone as a journal. So like, there's songs, but they're also diary entries as well.
Yeah.
So, but I do have like some physicals, which I actually put them into it's called The Power of Till, Sun, Success, and Pressure. I took a picture of that physically and made that an NFT. So I actually did that, but I'm actually a better digital artist than I am a physical artist, because physical is a little bit not harder, but it's a little bit of a difficulty in a sense.
Yeah, I would imagine that you can't really you know what I mean? Like, just like really be inspired and like get into flow the way you want to, because you got to worry about the canvas, you got to worry about the paint, you got to worry about all those different tedious things. You got to set up the easel, you got to set that up. Like, yeah, so yeah, I already know, man. My wife actually paints, you know, she paints from time to time. So yeah, man, it can be tedious, man. So
But I will say though, if you're a really good physical artist,
Mhm.
you got physical artists, the people who love the physicals that wants to hang them up in their wall.
Yeah.
But you also take a picture of it, crop it, do it really good, and make it into an NFT. So I say to all the physical artists who's actually really talented it may not look really good because it's literally a picture,
Mhm.
but there's somebody that's still like, yo, I still want the digital. Like the guy, his name is Jake.
Mhm.
It's actually my pinned tweet on Twitter. He was like,
Mhm.
I remember I recorded me painting, and he was like, yo, man, I gotta have this, and I gave it to him. He's like, and I gotta have the digital version as well. I'm like, oh man, he wants the picture of the NFT too, or of the physical piece too.
Mhm.
So y'all was like, oh, okay, like this is a whole different game changer right here, you know?
Yeah, that's crazy. Was the guy Jake, is that the founder of Happy Hoppers Club?
Yeah, that is him. That is
Oh,
him.
shout out to him. Shout out to him, man. I definitely talked to him a couple times. When I seen that, I was like, is this the founder of Happy Hoppers Club?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, man. That was before he even had Happy Hoppers Club.
That was I didn't even know who Jake was really, but that came out of nowhere. And that's honestly another reason I don't stop posting. Like honestly, one can go on my Twitter and be like, man, he's like not getting a lot of likes. It's not about the likes,
No, it's not.
it's about who sees it. It's about the engagement. So every time I look at the stats and I'm just like, oh, 50 people saw this. Okay, that's all I needed to know. Next post. So that's another reason why I post so much is because I don't care about the likes, because the people that like it, those aren't really the people that might buy the work. Like they're just liking it. But the ones that see, you know what I mean? Like it's always the ones that you don't know who's watching. I'm just like, oh, damn, I don't know who this is, but he must have been watching. So
yeah, man, that's man, yeah, that's definitely the way you go about it. The likes and all that stuff, the views, all that stuff getting away, bro. For example, like even on my YouTube channel, I feel like I should have way more views, way more followers, all of that, right? But if you look at your impressions, that gives you a real idea of how many people really seeing your stuff. And I was looking at my YouTube impressions, and you know, I got like 279,000, you know, impressions. And it's like, wow, this many people are actually going by my stuff or seeing it, you know, scrolling. And it's like, yo, that's where the real, you know, that's where the real success is right there. The impressions. It's not really about the likes or the views. And those go up eventually, but you got to stay consistent. You got to consistently put yourself in front of new people and new faces all the time, you know?
Yep, exactly. And then, you know, as an artist, right? So also I want to speak on the art business, right? And so I see a lot of artists that come into the business, right? Or art business or NFT business. And I'm like, oh, why is nobody buying my work? So, and it's just like, you know, to everybody who's like that, you know, I guess in a sense, you got to manipulate your mind into thinking. Sometimes, yeah, I'm like, I'm already a millionaire. Paint as if you're already a millionaire, and money is not a problem.
Exactly.
And so honestly, I get so much work done like that. I remember earlier on, I used to stress myself out about not getting a sale in 2 weeks. But then like, it's really the times when you don't get nothing in 3 weeks that you grow as an artist, or 4 weeks or a month. Like you really start to be like, okay, what am I actually doing this for, right? Like, what am I actually creating this for? You come back to, you know, you get grounded again, you get humbled again, right?
Yeah.
And so that's when I'm just like, okay, I'm creating this piece and I'm expressing, and that's it. So, you know what I mean? You just want to make sure to have fun and to stay innocent and, you know, just paint as if and just, or do it, you know, just do things as if like you're already a millionaire or something, you know what I mean? Like, so as an art, so I know how to just have fun about being an artist, you know what I mean? And I think that's another thing too. Like we are in the NFT business and it can be very business accurate and stuff. But I want to show others that, you know, you can have fun, you know what I mean, with this stuff, you know what I mean? Just find ways to have fun, find ways not to stress yourself out, you know? So.
Yeah, exactly, man. And you know, I got to drop a jewel or two, man. Like, yeah, man. I just want to put out there, like, the vision, everything really starts in your head. Everything you create starts in your head. So, like you were saying, right? If you do it as if you're already a millionaire, you are a millionaire. So everything starts from the mind and then it manifests outwards into this reality. But it's really just a product of what you've already done in your mind already. You know what I mean? So, and I feel like if a lot of people know that, oh, I can create this in my mind and this is what will happen in reality. If a lot of people knew that, there would be a lot more further. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to put that out there so people can know that, so they can do whatever it is they want to do and create.
I think like this, this month, right? It's always I'm learning about what ego is, and I'm learning how to die to my ego. I learned that everybody has ego, right? It's just a human nature type of thing, right? And so I'm like, I look around my house, right? And I kind of try to, saying somebody is like rich and, oh, he's successful or he's rich. Rich and success, that's just a measure, right? It's not like, oh, okay, you're rich because you have a big house. I'm looking around right now. I got a refrigerator, I got water, I got clothes on my back. If I was to go to somewhere where, like, let's say Ukraine, I'd probably be like, damn, I'm really thankful. You know what I mean? That I'm in a good household. And so I have this piece called Invisible Ego. And I guess I really didn't know I had an ego in a sense. Like, really, I didn't really know what that meant. And so ever since I had this perspective of just dying to my ego, and like, I look at my car, it's a Honda Civic, it's bumped up and stuff like that, but can it drive? It can. Is the gas good? Is the oil change? Like, is everything good? And so I look at things totally different, especially during this bear market and stuff. Like, like you don't gotta keep buying, like, especially in the crypto space. Oh, this NFT sold for $1 million. What is everybody gonna do? Go get that $1 million, try to gamble their money, invest their money. And so there was at a point in my time where I'm like, pause, Dylan. You just got paid this and you're trying to go ahead and flip it for more. Like, I get it, do it, but take a step back and just look at that money as, damn, man, like that's great. I'm gonna be content and be thankful that I got that and stop trying to flip. You know what I mean? Stop trying to stress myself out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so that's another thing in the crypto space is that, and you can probably speak to it. It's like, it's a lot of money hungry people, and that, we're all a little greedy. You know what I mean? So I'm learning about how to reverse that psychology, or that want for more. You know what I mean? I'm trying to, I'm learning how to make peace with what I have already, instead of, doing more and more and more. So, and that's what I'm learning through the bear market, as well. Nothing's guaranteed at all.
Exactly. Never is guaranteed. Yeah, man, that was inspiring, man. That's definitely inspiring. That makes perfect sense. Yeah, I received that message. That's a great message you just put out there. That's fire.
We always want more, but there has to be a question to yourself, like, do I want more to prove to other people that I got more, or am I trying to feed my ego? So once you really die to your ego, your spending habits get a little bit better, your eating habits get a little bit better, in a sense. You know what I mean? Like, I just had 2 meals. I don't need another 2 meals. I'm okay. I'm thankful for the 2 meals I had. So once you kind of like, die to your ego a little bit, man, things get a little better. You want to retweet other people. You don't look at this person as, oh, he's competition. Oh, he doesn't retweet my stuff, so I'm not going to retweet his stuff. So once you get that ego out of your head, that competition out of your head, man, stuff becomes a lot more peaceful. And that's the main thing. Is like, I think everybody says, I want to be rich and wealthy. I think a lot of people just want to be peaceful. Honestly, I think a lot of people want to go back to when they were a kid and they didn't have to worry about taxes. I think that's what really people want, is just peace. So it's like, I feel like, in a sense, JL, like, I already made it, in a sense. I'm doing NFTs and I'm going to college. I have nothing to worry about besides getting my degree, making sure to balance Dilliat.com with my academics, and to just take and just to live life organically. Like you said, like, this stuff came natural for you. The interviewing process, the music, it came naturally for you. So once you just kind of be like, I'm gonna chill. I don't need more. I got enough right now. I'm just live. Life becomes a lot more peaceful. You know what I'm saying? So for sure.
Yeah, you right, bro. You right. That boy Dilliat dropping them jewels right now, bro. Y'all missing it, man. He dropping them jewels, dropping them life jewels.
Yeah, man.
For real, man. So let's talk about how I could buy a Dilliat, right? Walk walk us through the steps of purchasing a Dilliat.
Okay, so this is how you do it. So basically, on on Dilliat.com, you look at the collections, and let's just say, oh, I want this Dilliat. So then you DM me. I'm on Twitter 24/7. I get notifications 24/7. I'm alert. You direct message me, and the reason why I do this, JL, is because I remember looking at Keith Haring and Basquiat, and there was in their exhibition, and they were talking to people about prices, about discussing prices. And I like negotiating a little bit. I get to know who's buying, and I get to understand, like, I get to establish a connection with my community. That's another thing too. And it's really just because I'm a small artist, I'm a solo artist. And so, I'm making sure, like, I'm like James, he's watching, man, like he's like, man, like, I want this Dilliat. We swap 8 addresses, he sends his, so I can send the Dilliat to him. I send mine, so he can send the payment to mine, and that's it. But then after the negotiation, we talk about Jay-Z. We talk about what I'm inspired by. Like, I'm actually getting to know the people instead of just them. Okay, I'm gonna just buy and I'm gonna try to flip. Instead, like, I'm actually building, I'm building connections, and I'm building dialogue with my community, with my members. Oh, do you want this? Like, do you want this T-shirt? Do you want your Dilliat on the T-shirt? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I look at my buying process as if we're in person. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm talking, and we're discussing, and we're at a table like this, and we're saying, okay, what price do you see for this Dilliat that you want? Oh, I see about 150 ADA. Okay, deal. Or, oh, no, let's do 200 ADA. Okay, deal. Right. So, and I think that's honestly, I see a lot of small artists, even over there on Polygon or here, they post their pieces on Token or OpenSea, and they never get a sale. And why? Because they're pricing them at 16,800 or something like that. Like, talk to the person who really wants your piece. If they give you a good price that you agree on, then agree. If they don't, then just, kind of bump it up a little bit, right? So that's why I do it that way. You know what I mean? Because I just don't feel like I should just put up a piece for 300 and then he was like, I want this piece. Oh, but I only got $100. So it's just kind of like that. But I do understand it can be a hassle, but it's really not a hassle. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's cool, man. That's cool. Yeah, it's definitely not a hassle, especially when you put it like that. But
so it's just our perspective. Like James, like he bought and like he really bought one. And because he was talking about, oh, I love Jay-Z and he's a musician as well. I said, you know what? I'm gonna give you a free Dilliat as well, right? Yeah. So it's just like, that's why. So I'm making sure to take care of the small community that I have, and that's why I have a Twitter community, because I'm trying to make sure that, and I get some people who leave just because the notifications keep going on. I know that, or whatever like that happens, but I make sure to just take care of the small community. It's around 65 members. But as I realized that I am a CEO of an NFT company, not just an artist. So once I understood that, I'm just like, okay, I have to make sure, like, does anybody want the Dilliat on a T-shirt? I had about 5 people within my community say, yeah. So I make sure to just, stay in contact with my community, ask how they're doing, just update them. You know what I mean? Because I really care about my community. Who knows where Dilliat, when I say Dilliat, I'm talking about the brand, right? Because my name's Dylan, but you can call me Dilliat. But when I say Dilliat, I mean brand. Who knows where Dilliat may be in 4 years or 2 years, man? Who knows? So I'm just kind of really building up my community, and I look at myself as kind of like a music artist that's trying to make it, in a sense. And I think that's why I post so much, like I market so much, and I grind so much. So yeah.
Yeah, man, I definitely relate to you in that sense. Definitely relate to you, man. Because I'm doing the same thing. I'm literally doing the same thing. The only difference is I got a YouTube channel. Hey,
I go on my YouTube, man, and I see your videos all on my feed. I'm like, oh, he's grinding. And it don't matter if it, like, 200 views is the right views. You know what I'm saying? Like we talked about, it doesn't matter how many numbers and stuff like that. It matters if somebody's watching your video from the start to the end. And so you keep on going, and that's really where how you build something is just being consistent. You know what I mean? Consistent through the failures and the successes. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Exactly. But yeah, man, I really love what you said about focusing on the small community before you know, and scaling that into a bigger community. And like I was speaking about, yeah, man, that's my approach as well. Just starting small and then like kind of catering to that community first, making sure you can handle the small community first before you even scale. Like you don't even know if you can handle 100 people or 50 people and
Right.
like actually keep in touch with them. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
that's a huge responsibility, especially in this space. And
Right.
it's definitely harder than it seems, but once you start doing it, you know, and you're in motion doing it, it gets better, it gets more easier, you know.
Yeah.
And then once you actually get comfortable in that bubble, then you can grow, expand a little bit more, you know.
Right, exactly. So it's just and this may be developing me to do something else. Like Dilliat will always be there, but just you just never know where this may be. I may be getting experience to do other things. You know what I mean? Like who knows and stuff. And so like, like that little Twitter group chat, and the reason why I did that was because Discord, everybody in the chat, I'm pretty sure y'all are in like 6 or 10 different Discords. And the Dilliat Discord may not get a lot of attention. Why? Because you know what I mean. I'm a solo artist. You know what I mean. I'm not like a chill Kongs where you got a Kong lounge and stuff like that, and you just chatting it up. I'm trying to build up into like that chill Kongs level. Like JL, I haven't got a secondary sale. I honestly believe that once I get that official secondary sale, whether it's $100 or whatever like that, like I'm gonna really toast to that, man. Like seriously, like the Ada volume of Dilliat's on JPEG store. It's like zero right now because all there is just primary sales, man. But I think like once that volume starts to go up, man, that's when I really be like, damn, man, like you really like I look at those royalties as more so like that's when I know like something's like really happening. You know what I mean?
Bro,
Like
let me tell you something. The only reason why you're not getting a lot of sales on secondary is because people want to hold them. They don't want to sell them.
that's true too.
They
A lot of
don't,
people ask me.
bro. I'm sitting here looking, bro. I'm lit, bro. I'm telling you right now, live. I was just about to buy one of your pieces secondary, bro. I can't even buy one. I can't buy one because they're all holding them. They don't want to give them up.
People are holding them. People kind of look at them as a collector's item, and that's I love it. You know
Bro.
what I'm saying? I love it. So that's what I'm saying. Like if one day they do start to do some volume, that's probably at the time when something big happened for Dilliat at that time. So like right now, like we're chilling, everybody's collector's item. But if they ever do get to that point where it's volume after volume, then that means something big happened. So but I like that people just hold on to them, man. Like people hold on to them and like they're a very precious item. Like nobody's like really like looking to flip them and stuff like that. So I'll take that as a good for sure.
Bro, you do realize what you're doing. You are actually, and I'm doing the same thing, but you're doing it. You're creating a flipper proof community.
Yeah, that, and I didn't. You know what? See, like I just thought about that. When you really think about that, that's crazy.
That's
if
what
people if people really want to hold your stuff, if people hold your stuff, man, then that means they got a really precious item.
Yes,
So
bro.
Yeah.
Yes. That means, now look, that means when you see somebody sell one, it's probably going to be for a huge amount. It's not going to be a small amount.
I remember, so Fettuccine, right?
Yep. Shout out to Fettuccine. Definitely know him.
He was like the second buyer of Dilliat, right? And so Intolerant Spaces, right? And so I remember this is before JPG store, right? Or JPEG store.
Yeah.
Like in my Lori, she bought, and they listed theirs for like 16,000 and 15,000, 21,000. And like, you know what I mean? Just because they list them that much, it may, like on paper, it may not seem like anything, but I'm like, okay, man, if they think my pieces can go for 16,000 in the future, man, like then that really gave me confidence. You know what I mean? Like they were putting it up for not like 500, they put it up for like 16,000 and 20,000. I think that's really cool. And so like I also feel like the way I came into the space, I didn't do it like a regular NFT project, right? I kind of did it whereas I just kind of threw myself in. I didn't really like build up a community and then release. I kind of just released and then built a community. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I really feel like if Dilliats really go up in volume at some point, whether it's a brand deal or a deal with somebody or whatever like that, that really boosts volume like that, man, that's why I kind of look at it as I'm building up towards like something, you know what I mean? So I'm just looking at it for sure,
Yeah, man. like you said, man, honestly, man, from my eye, you've already made it. You already to a point where, like, you got my interest, literally got my interest to the point where I went on JPG Store to buy one of your pieces, literally just now, and I can't. That's how much in demand that you are. You know, that shows a little bit of your demand.
That feels good too. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I can't buy. Think about it like that. Like, oh, I have the ADA to buy it, but I literally can't buy it unless I contact you. You know what I mean?
And I'm thinking, you know, so remember I meant on Token, and you know, Token, you can do a buy now there. So
okay,
there's gonna be. So I'm not just gonna just make it the only. Like you gotta come to me. You can either do that. If you can either. So really, that comes in handy where, like, it was this movie producer, Swift Sloan. He didn't have ADA, right? But I told him. So instead, I'm just like, okay, hey, download the Yoroi app or whatever. He downloaded it, and I sent it to him. And he actually just Cash App the money, and I put it into ADA. So I also do that just for normal people. For normal people, like if my mom wants one, she not gonna set up an ADA wallet, like, or she's not gonna go buy ADA and then go to Token and then go. Nah, so I'd rather. So sometimes it's just easier for people who's not even in the community, right? So I'm just like, no, I'm gonna send you the Dilliat. You can just send me the payment, however. So sometimes I don't even get paid in ADA. Sometimes I get paid through Cash App from a regular, and then I put it into ADA. So that's another reason why I kind of have that. But I know people want to just click buy now, like we talked about before. And so basically, I'm gonna just set up a private sale through Token if people don't trust the whole swap ADA addresses thing instead. So it's gonna
yeah. That definitely makes sense. Yeah. All right. So yeah, man, I really don't have any more questions. Let me, what was I doing? I was just on the website. Go back to the website. Oh, okay. On your website. So look, do you guys in the comment section, do you guys have any questions? If you guys have any questions, we can answer questions right now. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to Paprika. Shout out to Cnft Crip. Shout out to Chames Entertainment for pulling up. Shout out to Mr. Hippie. Shout out to 2 Illy. Shout out to Cedric J. McNiddle. Shout out to Johnny Tran, Snipe God. I call him in my server. Shout out to everybody who pulled up, man. And with all of that being said, well, first, what's your next album? Do you have any more albums in the works right now? What's next for you?
Yeah, so I actually, so right now I'm on my second collection. The Della Vito collection is more so like that's just you know what I mean? That was an idea. I don't really count that as an album, right? But Success from Pressure, there's 15 Dilliats left. And so basically I'm just waiting until those kind of find homes first before I even move on. So I've been, you know, making pieces, you know, pretty much like every day and just putting them out in a private album. I haven't thought about the next album's name. I was probably thinking about Fortunes, Opulence, or something, because I also feel like the titles of an album manifest into an energy. So I want to make sure I'm careful with the name.
Yeah.
I'm really big, just like the Travis Scott album. He named it something, and then it literally came out within a concert.
Exactly.
So you got to be really careful what you name your stuff. So I want to be careful when I name my album. I want to make sure it manifests abundance and positivity. So, but I have a lot of pieces and I'm trying to do something different with my pieces. Let me see something if I can kind of show you. Can y'all see this?
Oh yeah. I can see it.
Okay. So what I'm doing, so JL, I actually paint on a black canvas. So but basically with a black canvas, it forces me just to fill up the blackness or whatever. So with the white canvas, it's more of me like taking notes. So now I'm actually like taking notes, and I'm actually like, for example, like when Jay-Z says a bar, I look at it like he'll say a bar, it's about this, and then the next bar will be about something else. And so I'm just like, okay, here I'm gonna write this, here I'm gonna write this. So I'm just trying to find out a new style or a new flow or whatever like that, you know, for my next album. So I'm taking my time. But like I said, I'm sitting on like 15 available Dilliats right now. And I'm just like, nah, I'm not moving on until those find homes or find wallets first before I do anything.
Okay, cool. That's okay. That's dope. So,
Yeah.
so which one would you put first, the website or the Discord or the Twitter community?
Which one would I put first in terms of like what I value more?
Yeah.
Or,
Which one do you want the people to have from this video?
I would say let's do Twitter. I think Twitter is like, great. They'll find the website and how to do the stuff after. But I think the Twitter is better.
Okay, cool. So yeah, so if you guys are interested in Dilliat's work, in his art, I will have the description to his Twitter down below. So you can join his community, DM him, ask him about his project. Also, he'll have the link of his website too in his Twitter too, if you guys just want to go straight to the website.
Yeah. And for the people who do want to purchase a Dilliat, say if y'all don't want to do the and I'm glad, Jayell, you spoke from your perspective on what you want to do, because you know what I mean, some people don't want to swap ADA addresses. So I'm glad you gave me that perspective. I'm gonna do that after this. So if for the people who don't want to do the ADA addresses, just let me know if you want to set up a private sale through token.io. That way you can just click buy now, and we don't have to, we can just bypass the whole ADA swap addresses thing as well.
Okay, cool. So yeah, so that's another alternative for you guys. If you're interested in Dilliat's work, like I said, I'll have the link for his Twitter, and you can just search everything from there, and get in touch with him. If you guys feel like you want to DM him, tweet him, whatever you need to do to get in touch with him. And before we get up out of here, I wanted to see if you have any shout outs, because I like to do this like an old school radio show, like do shout outs at the end. So is there anyone that you would like to shout out before we get up out of here?
Mom.
Tell Mom Dude to come to the camera.
This is the one and only. Come on over.
Some of that family love.
Yeah.
Mom Dudes. Hey.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
Great. I was just telling him that his parents did a great job with providing him with the resources to grow.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. We proud of them. We are proud of them.
You welcome.
Yeah, I want to thank everybody that joined the YouTube live. Let me know if y'all want to be a part of the Dilliat community through Twitter. If y'all don't even want to buy Dilliat, like at least ask me to invite y'all to the Twitter Dilliat group chat. I want to shout out to you, Jayell, for giving me this opportunity to speak on your platform. And just the whole Cardano community. I feel like I really think the Cardano NFT community is number one, or if not next up for sure, because we're definitely coming for sure. So I just want to say thank you for coming out, everybody. And yeah.
All right. And that's it. You know what I mean? That's been another interview, man. And I'm pretty sure I'm gonna actually bring Dilliat back when he actually sells these pieces he wants to buy for an episode of Victory Lab. That's a new show, a new type of interview that I do. Once an artist sells out of his collection, I bring him back for another interview and just kind of, ask you how it feels. You know what I mean? Because I know
that sounds really, really good, man. Like if once Succession Pressure sells out, the Dillavitos, there's 7 left. So you know what I mean? But I'm more so focused on Succession Pressure. So once that sells out, that'll be my second sold out collection. And then that'll be cool if we all just kind of like just have a little live and just kind of party it up. I don't know, have a toast or whatever. That'll be really cool.
Yeah, man, we're definitely gonna do that, bro, because that's coming real soon. You already know I'm about to pick one up. You already know how that go. So, But yeah, man, that's it. That's it for this episode. I want to thank everybody for coming out and bearing with us during the technical difficulties. Because the Streamlabs try to beat us up today. YouTube try to beat us up, man. But we got back up, man. We got back up. We said third time's a charm. Let's do it again. And it worked out. So
yeah, man. All
right. So once again, I want to thank everybody for showing up. Also, I want to thank you, Dilliat, for being my guest. You know what I mean? Definitely. And with that being said, this is your boy Awesomeisjayell, aka the biggest music artist in the metaverse. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we are signing off.
All right.
right.
You ain't seen the news, you ain't seen my shoes, you ain't see the views. Look, I get the views. Top floor of the suite, watch the views. What you gon' say to me that I can't say to you? That's some news to me, that's so new to me. I'm luxury, it been like this for a minute, I don't do for free. You gotta pay, yes there is a fee. Yeah, I'm off the leash, yeah, I'm a beast. Yeah, I'm a preacher, step in the booth and preach. Yeah, I do teach, this is for the youth. I'm inside the booth, not off no 40 proof. I'm on that G.O.D., God at the juice, God at the truth. And it's on the loose, riding around in the city like I'm on a moose. On a mongoose, rock a mongoose. Papa Willie, we don't care, Meek Millie air. Think I need a spare. Got too much air, hit too much ground. Never touch the asphalt. If you fall, then my that gon' be your fault. I'm on that G.O.D., God at the juice, God at the truth. And it's on the loose, riding around in the city like I'm on a moose. On a mongoose, rock a mongoose. Yeah, I'm moving fast, yeah, I hit the dash. Yeah, I caught the pass, boy, I'll never crash. You forever mad, you forever sad. My wifey Angelina, I think I'm Brad. Michael Jackson bad, we forever smooth. You be on the news, you ain't got no clue. Nigga, we never lose, we get them W's. We breaking every rule, we paid our dues.
You ain't seen the news, you ain't seen my shoes, you ain't seen the views. Look, I get the views. Top floor of the suite, watch the views. What you gon' say to me that I can't?